All right, let's do this module. This is module 4.10. We'll call it 410. Asking your golden prospects to link to you, part 1. Don't you wish that I would have started this entire course with this video here? It would have saved you so much time, right? Well, not really. You had to learn about golden prospects. You had to learn about research and about all that other stuff. And you might have already known all that, but at least this was a good refresher course for you. All right, so these next two videos are really important because it's going to be using all the information that you've gleaned so far about your prospect, and you're going to use it to craft an email pitch to them where they link to you, and hopefully they link to you. So let's get into this, and let's just dive right into it. All right, let's talk about what do you do first. Well, first of all, you need to come up with what's in it for them. If they link to you, what's in it for them? Is the only thing they get out of it is that they help you? A lot of link builders, they have the mindset of what's in it for me. Will this link help me? Will this domain authority help me? Will this no-follow link help me at all? Will this directory link help me at all? But that's the wrong attitude. You have to have an attitude of what's in it for them. Now, if you can make, when they give you a link, if you can make that link more important to them than it is to yourself, you're going to have a lot better opportunities of getting links. And is that possible, where them placing a link to you could be more valuable to them than it is to you? Yes, it is. There's lots of things that you can do to get that value on your side. And whenever you're linking out to somebody and the only thing that's in it for anybody is yourself, where you're the only one that's going to get anything out of it, well, you're going to have a lot harder time building those links. And that's just, that's common sense. So if you can craft your message in a way that is specific, very specific, and that you reach out and you don't reach out until you have the proper angle figured out. And what's the angle? It's the angle that's going to make the prospect appreciate the link they give you a lot more than you will. That's the angle. Is it possible to come up with such an angle? Yes. This isn't the Wizard of Oz. There's not a fake wizard. There is ways to get other people to link to you because they like the opportunity better than you do. You can give people opportunities to link to you where they come out ahead. And that's what I'll get into the next video. But right now, we're just going to get into some of these easy specifics about what you need, about reaching out the first time to your prospect to ask for the link. All right. Now, what's the difference between a professional link builder and an amateur link builder? Well, there's a lot. Mindset is one of them. But in this instance, I'm talking about one thing. Link builders usually reach out to prospects without having the angle figured out. They have no idea whether or not the link they get from that prospect will benefit that prospect at all. In fact, they don't care. They don't do the research to see if it will benefit them in any way. They don't look for ways to help the prospect. So they have no idea of knowing whether or not a particular angle on an outreach, link outreach, is going to be something that interests that prospect. They're only in it for one thing. What are they in it for? What's in it for them? But to succeed, you need to get a mindset of this link has to be more valuable to the prospect than it does to me. If you can set that up and get that angle right, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a lot more links. And like I said, I'll get into that in the next video on how to get those angles. All right, let's close this up so I got room. All right, now let's talk about the email itself. Slow down. Slow down. All right, we have the subject line we'll talk about just for a little bit, and then we'll get into the email body. All right, the subject line should be simple. If you're into email marketing and all, like I was really into email marketing in the 90s and early 2000s, and I know the value of a subject line. But it seems like it was a value that I forgot all about once I got into link building and I started doing link outreach messages. I would put a lot of time in finding the right angle. I'd put a lot of time into writing the message right and getting everything lined up. But then I would blow it on the subject line. And I know for a fact that when you blow it on the subject line, you could get, no one's going to see it. And your chances of succeeding with a blown subject line is just about nil. So I found a couple of subject lines that work, and it's quite simple, but it doesn't work cold. You have to have a warm relationship built with your prospect. You could call it a connection at this time, but you have to have some type of connection with your prospect for these subject lines to work, because they have to recognize your name when your email comes in, and then they see your subject lines. Now, another subject line you could always use is just replying to their newsletter if they have it. And if they have a small enough newsletter where they open all the replies and they read all the replies themselves, if that's the case, that's always the email route you can take. But I like to use just a simple little subject line like, hey, hoping to help. Hope this helps you. You've already helped them once or twice. Remember in the other videos, I showed you what you could do to help your prospect. And then in the last video, I showed you how to relay what you did to your prospect. So by now, your prospect knows what you did for them. So when you come up and approach him or her with an idea to help, or an idea for another topic, for whatever XYZ is your topic, that the angle that you want to approach, you're going to get their attention to at least get into your email body. Now let's talk about the email body. All right, first of all, concise, you have to be concise. Don't write War and Peace. If it's a really long outreach letter, it's going to get ignored. You can count on it. So you have to keep it under 250 words. Make that your goal on every outreach. 250 words. Another thing, don't butt kiss on this 250 word outreach email. You've already did that, and it wasn't butt kissing. You gave sincere accolades to somebody big in your industry. And it's not hard to find something that you can give somebody sincere, I don't want to say flattery. Flattery is not the right word. But give them sincere praise. Because you don't want to do flattery, because flattery will just, it costs you social capital. It doesn't gain social capital points. But as you're sending this email out to them to ask for the link, no butt kissing. You don't have room for it. And besides, you don't want your prospect to respond to the butt kissing part of it. I've seen that happen before, where I would send out a link outreach request, and it was a really good angle. Then I mentioned something, did a little butt kissing in it, and the prospect replied back, and I was really excited. But then I read they've only responded to the butt kissing part, and I said, well, thank you. I tried my best, and I'm glad you liked it. And they totally ignored the link outreach part. So that's why I say be concise, keep it under 250 words, and yeah, no butt kissing. All right, no templates. That should go without saying. Every email you send out should be written an original. It should be an original request. You don't have room for templates because each angle is going to be different. What benefits one prospect from linking to you is going to be another benefit to another prospect. So get into the habit of writing quick 250-word outreach emails originally for each prospect. If you do, and you take into consideration what I teach you in the next video, you're going to get more. You're going to get more placements. That's just the way it is. All right, this is the part that I really like, that a lot of people blow it on. And let me close this out so you can see it better. Give them an out. This is such an important element to the outreach system that a lot of people don't use it. All right, so you took all this time to build a connection with your prospect. Then once you've built the prospect with your connection, you got to a point where they know who you are. You know who they are. You've responded to each other a couple times on Twitter, and you've done some nice things for him or her, and you got a nice bundle of social capital going. But then if you ask for the link in a way that doesn't give them an out, you might lose a substantial amount of that social capital, not because you wrote something wrong, but because of what you didn't write and how you made your prospect feel when they rejected you. So that's an important element. A lot of times prospects will think, oh, wait a minute. This person has been nice to me, doing all these great things this whole time just to get a link from me. And sometimes you'll run into people like that, but that's why it's important that you give them an out. So at the end of your 250 words, you end with a sentence like, hey, if you hate this idea, that's fine. I still dig your content. I just wanted to shoot it by you and run it by you because I think you're the right mind for this. I thought it'd help you out. And then what happens is giving them that out. So it's okay to reject you. It's okay to reject your request. Why is that okay? Because it's going to give you, you're going to be able to fight another day. You're going to live to market another day. You're going to be able to send another link request in a week or two or a month even. Who knows? But you're going to have that relationship still in place. So now if they reject you, they're not going to feel bad about it because you gave them an out. Then they won't think that the whole reason you were reaching out was to get the link. That's a relationship. I can't do a bunch of nice things if I was a single guy and I found a woman that I really liked and I wanted her to like me back, and I did a bunch of nice things for her and bought a lot of nice things for her before asking her out. And she really thinks I'm the awesome person because everything I'm doing for her and it's so nice, the things I'm buying for her. And then I ask her out and she says no. What's she going to think? Well, you just bought all these things just to ask me out. Now there's no social capital. She's going to want to give all those things back. She's going to feel used. So don't make your prospect feel used because that subtracts points. So what you want is give them the out. If you hate this idea, that's fine. You still rock, and I just wanted to shoot it by you anyway. It's totally fine. So give them that out, and you'll lose less social capital when they reject it. You do know that all your link requests aren't going to get accepted. So if it gets rejected, don't lose social capital points. And you won't if you follow what I'm sharing in this. All right, following up is simple. You're only going to do 2 follow-ups. That's it. You're going to do 1 email follow-up like 4 days after you send the first one. Second follow-up will just be a reiteration a week later after you send the second one. So it's 11 days, 12 days. You're going to send 3 emails with the requests. And that's all there is to it. And each one of them is going to be, like the first email you do is obviously going to be the 250-worder and originally written that has all the angles on it that you need to have on it. And then the second follow-up could be something, hey, I'm just checking to make sure that the email I sent to you a few days ago didn't hit your spam box. And I'm just following up. Now, that usually will say, okay, this person's following up, and the prospect will usually reply back to you at that point. This person's not going to let me go with just ignoring them. And sometimes they like the idea, but they're busy, and they just set the email. They didn't delete it, but it's still in their inbox, and that's I'll get to it later. So when you follow up, they're like, okay, I got to get to this. I did like that, so I'm going to get to it. So you kind of spur them on a little bit. So the first follow-up message is, hey, I'm just checking to make sure my email didn't land in your inbox. So that's one thing. The final follow-up question will be just a reiteration of your first one. Hey, this is my and you'll say something like, hey, this is my final attempt to reach you on this. I know you're busy, and I would really like to present this to you. Give me your thoughts. I won't bug you on it again, but I really would like to hear back from you. Let me know. And then you leave it at that. That's all there is to sending your golden prospect an email to ask them to link to you. Now, what we need to get into, and we will in the very next video, is coming up with angles to get your golden prospect to link to you so they like the link they give you better than you like it. Is that possible? Yes, it is. Now, you won't always be able to achieve that, but if you look in the right places with the right angles, with the right mindset, you can build that type of attitude inside your prospect to get them to link to you. And that is what we're going to talk about in Module 411. So I'm going to go there, and I'll wait for you, and I'll see you there. Bye now.